All good, Barb? I call the Public Works Committee meeting May 14th, 2025, 6:30 PM, Courthouse Council Chambers, 6:32. In present right now, we have Vice Chair Josh O'Neill, absent. Dan Callahan, absent. Bill Boyle, present. Commissioner O'Leary, and Commissioner Healy. I am the chair, Commissioner Mankins. We have one communication on the docket tonight. Communication number 2024-544, Michelle Shea, District 2 Commissioner, requests a status update and Public Works Committee review of the condition of the walking trail tunnel under Harrison Avenue south of Dickey's Barbecue. I spoke with Director Neary today about an update with it. He's still waiting to hear back from Transportation, MDTA. But in the meantime, last week I believe it was, that he had Metro go down and completely pump it out and clean up all the garbage at the time. But he went down there today and reviewed it and went through it again, but with the current rain that has come, that it is back at pretty high level of rain, but the garbage is still out of there. There is one transient that is in that we've tried to run out, but seems to come back at the evenings. But with that, he's still waiting to see things with the water that we will be hearing from the MDTA with an update of what and if they're going to take care of it or who's responsible at this time. So with that being said, I know this is Commissioner Shea's request, but I still think that we probably should hold this in order for we hear back from MTTA in order to see what they're, if they found anything else, if they've dug anything up, or see who is responsible for this. But in the meantime, it is full of water, and as everybody is out there, it is still raining right now, so there's going to be plenty of water. So with that, does anybody have any questions with that? Commissioner Healy.
So yeah, I asked that question last week, who's responsible, and I went ahead and emailed Director Neary because I've got put on some text exchange with 3 men who've been complaining that walked that trail: Sid DeBarthy, Joe Lee, and Michael. I'll have to look up his name. And so I did contact Director Neary to ask him who was responsible for cleaning it up, because there was dead fish and they had this major complaint about the dangers of that water. So he did contact me back and say they were going to clean it. So because I'm on this and they're pretty angry about it, I took a friend to go look at it, and he had the name of a retired bridge engineer from MDT, and in the end result is I got the name of Brandon Jones, who's a current engineer, and he answered his phone, and I asked him about it, and he said in 2006 MDT turned over the culvert to Butte-Silver. The agreement was that Butte-Silver would take on 100% of the maintenance of the culvert. Butte-Silver's problem is the pump cannot keep up with the increased water flow. So from Sid DeBarthy, who's a retired engineer from Northwestern Energy, his comment, because he does use that, he states that increased water flow, because the pumps can't keep up with this current water flow. Retired engineer from Northwestern states that the increased water flow is due to the culvert's corrugated metal becoming rusty in some places and creating holes, allowing fish and water in from Bell Creek. And because the culvert is lower, or the walking trail is lower than the creek, there's no way for it to drain out without the pump. Okay, so that's where the water's coming from. And I was hoping Director Neary would be here, because now my question is, because they were able to pump the water out to clean the garbage out, couldn't they send a city engineer in there to see the damage to the culvert? And is there a way for them to repair it? Wouldn't that be the easiest solution, to repair the leaks? That's what I wanted to ask Director Neary.
So thank you, Commissioner Healy, for that. I think that Director Neary is also waiting for that. I don't remember who you said who was the first person that you said that you talked to?
Brandon Jones.
So Brandon Jones, but the issue still lies on who's responsible, MTD, and I know that you've stated that Brandon Jones, but until we actually hear from MTD, and I know that Director Neary is looking into this. He has been looking into it. He cleaned it up. He sucked it all out, but in the present time, like he said, he went down there again today with the current water and rain that is back up filled. So they couldn't review that again, but he's still waiting. That he's hopeful that MTD will review that and look at that culvert to see if that is on their books or if someone has any more knowledge of that. It would be more, I don't know, I understand what the public, but the public can say what they want to say. I don't believe that MTD or Butte-Silver Bow is in any position to lie about the situation, and hopefully this gets resolved. I know it's been going on for a while, but we'd all like to see some clarity in this. Until MTD comes to the table and actually wants to participate in this, then we won't really know what is so-called the truth of the matter on who is the responsibility or the responsible party in order to go forward with this culvert or have some kind of engineer. We could ask Director Neary if there would be a possibility once this water stops to have a Butte-Silver Bow engineer to look at that to see if any of this is up to par or what they think would have to be done to take care of this culvert. I know it is somewhere that a lot of people want to use it now, but with the current status of our weather, everybody uses a lot of it during the spring before they go camping or they leave Butte or they use it in the mornings, like these three gentlemen that you talked about. But right now, I think it's still that we still have to wait on MTD to make sure that who is the responsible party. We can't go through hearsay that it is Butte-Silver Bow or not Butte-Silver Bow, or is it MTD or not MTD. Commissioner Healy.
I'll clarify. Brandon Jones is a current engineer for MDT. And he's the one who stated that in 2006 they turned it over to BSB. He was very clear on that. So I don't know. I'm just giving the information. But I just wanted to be clear.
Anybody have any questions with that, or?
Thank you. I guess to move it forward, we'll have to wait till Mr. Neary's here. And I know that their meetings are whenever they are. He meets with them like once a month or whatever. So I know that he was waiting to hear back, and I don't know if it's hearsay or whatever. They're waiting for a contract or waiting for something in writing, whether that was a stake. I don't know. We do have a county attorney here. I don't know if he's aware of what we have, if we have any agreements for that, but I think that's truthfully what we need. We need something in writing.
If I may.
So we have Commissioner Shea, who has started this communication, and she is here present that would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since this is in my district and this is the second time I brought it around, I'm well aware of what the situation is down there. There is a process in place to determine whose responsibility it is, whose ownership it is under. There has to be a paper trail somewhere. I doubt that an engineer for the Department of Transportation has the authority to speak on behalf of the Department of Transportation. So until it gets resolved between Butte-Silver Bow, our Public Works Director, and the section supervisor down there, everything is we're wondering if any of it is true.
So I will start with Thank you, Commissioner Shea, for that. And also, I would like to hear from Commissioner O'Neill, then Commissioner Healy on the response to that.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. And just with that being said, at this time, Butte-Silver Boat is doing everything they can to accommodate what they can. They're down there doing their best that they can for what we have. In this whole week now, it's going to be full of water. So that with the money and the crews that we have, I mean, they're going to do their best to go down and try to fulfill making it clear. And again, that's just for the public to know, it's not being, we're not turning away from it. I mean, it's a big thing we're trying to fix, and I commend Commissioner Shea for bringing it to the table, and I think we leave it on here and keep fighting the fight.
Commissioner Healy?
So, Commissioner Shea, can I give these three men, turn them over to ask you the questions then?
If I may.
So the Commissioner, thank you, Commissioner Healy. Commissioner Shea, would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, I brought this communication forward at the request of Joe Lee.
So I believe that Commissioner Shea has been in several conversations with the three gentlemen, Joe specifically, that this is why this was brought, Joe Lee, this communication put forward. He is a great citizen and an advocate for the park, and he continues to walk that. So I don't think that this has not been on Commissioner Shea's mind, or she would have never brought this communication forward. And as Commissioner O'Neill has stated, that nobody is taking this lightly. This is why we've kept this communication on, but we need to hear from the appropriate parties from MTD and from Director Neary in order for us to resolve or move forward with a solution to this problem with the culvert at this time. Is there anything else that anybody would like to discuss, or would there be a motion to hold this? I'm assuming, but I'm not going to assume anything. If anybody would like to talk about this, or Commissioner O'Leary, I see that you'd like to speak on this as well.
I'll make a motion to hold communication 2024-544 in abeyance until our next meeting.
So we have a motion on the floor to hold communication 2024-544 in abeyance. Do I have a second?
Second.
So we have a second by Commissioner Healy. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? So we will hold communication number 2024-544 in abeyance. So this will be on in 2 more weeks, and hopefully that we can get some resolution to this. Seeing that that is the only communication on tonight's agenda for Public Works, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved. So moved. So Public Works Committee meeting May 14, 2025 is adjourned. Thank you.